Only experience could give us the strength and teach us what it takes to be successful. Only experience. You can't learn it in a class.
Kevin O'Leary, businessman and entrepreneur, better known as Mr. Wonderful on the investment TV series Shark Tank. He has a net worth of $400 million. Yes, he's done it with a college degree, but he also believes that street smarts play a bigger role in business success than a college degree. Now, let's hear the cold truth about college from the mind and mouth of Kevin O'Leary.
If you look at the outcomes over a long period of time of very successful individuals, it really has nothing to do with education, and I hate to say that. It has a lot to do with being street smart and savvy and opportunistic and be willing to work 25 hours a day, 8 days a week. But it doesn't mean a business education is a bad thing. And I went through the entire process, both pre and post secondary education, right through an MBA, and I'm very glad I did it. But in the end, that's not what makes the difference. Your experiences make you who you are over time as an entrepreneur, as a parent, as a person, as whatever you are, as a brand, whatever you are. It's your experiences and how you deal with them that gives you that equity over time. And for many people, they can't make it. It doesn't work out for them. They don't have what it takes to take on the abuse that the world's going to throw at you. Here's what I've always felt is important about entrepreneurship. Go work for somebody else for a while. Try out some business that you think you'd be good at and apply yourself to that. Don't necessarily start up on your own for the first time. That's a tremendous amount of work, and it doesn't always work out. Experience is the one thing you can never have unless you spend time getting it. You know what I mean? And it's actually the most valuable thing and something you should respect. A lot of people do not respect experience. I do. I always ask mentors and people that have done things before me what I can learn from them. What he really explained was the idea of experience and how you have to listen to your gut to navigate the bombs of your career. And you have to trust it. You have to trust your gut. Every time I've lost dough, every time, and I've lost plenty, luckily I've had more successes than failures, is when I didn't listen to my gut, which is my experience. And I should have, and he was right. He was absolutely right. It was great information, but I couldn't assimilate it because I couldn't put it in context. Now I understand it. So number two is you need to build that experience and all the way through, listen to your gut. Even when you're young, your gut will tell you. You'll know when it's right and wrong, and don't go against your intuition. That is actually your radar. That's your DNA speaking to you, figuring out what the next move's going to be. What did I actually get from that post-secondary degree? Not just business, but any education. And what you'll learn over time is that what you actually were taught in those hours of school, you forget. You don't even remember any of it. You guys think you're so hot. You think that you've come here and you've got an MBA and you're going to go out in the world and you're going to rock and you're going to be incredibly successful. I've got news for you. For 2/3 of you, the world is going to chew you up and spit you out. You have no idea what's going to happen to you. You are so irrelevant. You have proven nothing. You've done nothing. You think an MBA means something? It's worthless. You really have to start thinking this through. Is that of great benefit? Or should you train for something that you could immediately start to bring income for? I'm not saying that what you learn isn't useful. I mean, the fact that you've been able to have the discipline to pass an MBA, staying specifically to that degree, shows that you have some steel and you have some metal, and you're willing to put in the hours it takes and do the work and interact with your professors and fellow students. All of that's very important. But you know, if you're asking me to, invest, let's say I had 5 investment opportunities and 4 or 3 of them were with MBAs starting for their first time in a business, and 2 were with people that have already been successful twice in the street, you know where I'm going to go. I'd much rather go with the tried and proven in the real world than telling me that just because you have an MBA you know how to run a business. I have no idea if you know how to run a business yet. You have to go show me, and you have to perform, and you have to execute. And if an MBA is part of the tools you have at your disposal to make that happen, that's great. But in no way does it predetermine success. And look, again, I started our conversation saying I'm going to take some flack for this, but what I'm talking about is the truth. And the only way I can tell you it is I've been there, done it, and lived through countless decades of investing in all kinds of people. And some of the most, incredible returns I've ever made are people that didn't even finish high school. So, I have a certain perspective on this now that I didn't have 20 years ago. One aspect of education that has really been downplayed for decades now that should be looked at anew are trade schools, because there's many professions that they don't teach in colleges that are very lucrative for careers. You know, everybody looked down on plumbers or electricians or construction jobs or factory workers that are now heavily revolving around technology. These are all good careers that aren't taught necessarily in a college. Be a plumber. They get rich. Everybody has to have a plumber, even in a recession. I'm just talking about pragmatic careers. Think about all the trades: roofers, construction, home building. There's so much demand for this that people often overlook them, saying, I'm going to poo-poo that career. Why? You can get rich there a lot faster than getting a history major. I don't want to poo-poo on the arts because everybody sends me emails about it. But the truth is, there's a lot of historians that are starving. The experience of life, of actually doing something, is the most powerful way to learn. So get out there and do it again.